Well, kindergartners, we're going to keep working on these monsters. If you did not finish coloring the face, I do want you to work on that carefully. We talked about that last time, kind of going around the eyes, going around my teeth, going around the nose. And once you go around everything, then you can just fill it in carefully, making sure there aren't any white spots. We're not gonna make it scribbly or go too fast. And then once I fill it all in, we talked about finding a color on the color wheel that's next to it. So red is next to purple, so I could use like this purplish pink, and red is next to orange. So that's what I did. I did this red-orange mix, okay? Once I have, if I mix orange here, I need to mix it here on the red. I need to mix it here, so then it all matches. Once I have all of the red mixed with my orange, then I would do the next part of my face. So I chose to do the horns, and I used blue, and blue is next to purple, so that's how I got that purple blue. We talked about how pink is next to orange also. Orange is kind of like, I think I used this orange peach color. Those would work. And another option is like green could go with yellow because they're next to each other, or green and blue. So find a color that's next to it, do a mix on your nose, a mix on the face, a mix on the horns, a mix on the hair. And then this part is all getting pattern. So please do not color this really fast. I would like you to color it carefully to find some different ways to make pattern. We've talked about line pattern, shape pattern, color pattern. So I think for this one, I'm gonna do a line pattern of maybe zigzag and curvy. And so when I do this, I'm gonna do zigzag here, and then I'm gonna do curvy, and I'm just gonna get my pattern started. But you can see that I've got a lot of white spots in between. So I am gonna end up filling those in, so then you can't see the white paper anymore. So please do try some line pattern, and then once I do that, then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna carefully fill this in. So please don't color it too fast, because then you won't be able to see that those lines are zigzag curvy anymore. I'm just gonna keep it simple with a 2 color. Sometimes it's good, just like I did on the face, to kind of follow that zigzag. And I'm trying to be careful not to let the red touch the blue, because then it might smear a little bit. So here I'm gonna trace that curvy, and then we'll fill this in. And I'm just gonna continue that all the way to the bottom until the whole pattern is done. I am doing this faster than you will need to do it. I'm just trying to do it quickly for this video example so you have more work time. So take your time, show your best, come up with all different cool patterns, and I don't know, in a second I'll count them. I'm not sure exactly how many shapes there are. Now this monster's looking pretty cool. Then I've got one more spot for some blue. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do another one. I think that I want to do this one kind of like a spiral or like a loop, and make it a pattern. So I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm trying to figure out a color that I haven't done a lot of. I haven't done a lot of purple. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna make this go around And I'm just kind of pretending it would go from here, around here, and then around to here, and then around here. So I'm gonna make this now a lot wider, so then it'll be easier to color the other parts in. So right now it's just purple and white, but any of the white spots I'm gonna pick a color for. If you use a dark color like purple, you're gonna have to be careful if you use a lighter color like yellow, for example, because then it could get smeared and mixed. So I think for this one, I'm gonna do, instead of doing a darker color, I'm gonna do a lighter color. I'm gonna do a darker color so it doesn't mix with my purple. So I'm gonna do purple, black, and then that spiral, that has a pattern in it. I'm gonna have to follow that all the way to the inside. You can see the inside took me a while. And then we'll get up here. I think that's a pretty cool pattern. And then I'm gonna do a pattern here on this part of the body. I think I'm gonna do, I can show you another cool one that I think is fun. If I do something like this, you can make the pattern get smaller and smaller and smaller. If I do around the shape, then I can go around it with another color. So here I might choose, let's use this darker blue. And then it just kind of traces this triangle, and then that triangle shape just gets smaller, and then it gets smaller again. Oh, I got some pink on my blue, so be careful. And then it's gonna get smaller again. Until you get to the middle. And then it makes kind of a shape pattern in there too of pink, blue, pink, blue. Then I haven't used any gray, so I think I'm gonna do gray for this one. And I'm just gonna keep this one a simple line pattern. So if you're feeling like you're running out of time, then you can just kind of keep some of these a little bit more simple. I'm just gonna do a straight line pattern of gray, brown, gray, brown. And if you have time, I would try to do some of these more detailed kinds of patterns. And you can definitely do a shape pattern like square, triangle, square, triangle. I did big dot, little dot, big dot, little dot. So there's a ton of different ways to do it. Now after this is done, I do want you to do a quick 2-color pattern on the arms and legs, and I would make all the arms and legs match. It's just kind of a simple way to get them finished up. So I'm gonna do these ones, I think, with yellow. And yellow, oh man, there's so many cool choices. I do love orange, so I'm gonna do yellow and orange as my pattern. So here, I'm gonna do yellow, and then I'll do orange, and then yellow, orange, until this whole hand is filled in. So it looks like I need to get a little more yellow here, and it looks like I need more orange on this side because that side has yellow. Then I'm gonna make them all match. So we'll move over here, and this one, do the same idea. We'll make some yellow, some orange here, yellow, orange, and fill that whole arm up. So we need more yellow down there and some more orange on the end. I'm gonna make my legs match also. So we'll start down here. And I'm trying to make these lines a little bit thicker or wider too, so I don't have to put quite as many lines in there. I'm just alternating back and forth. So this is a really cool big pattern monster. If you get this all done and it looks like you haven't colored it as carefully as you could, or you can see a bunch of white spots, I might ask you to go back and color it again. So just take your time, make sure you're pressing it on hard. There's not a lot of white paper that's showing through. And I'll work through here. Okay. The last part, I don't think there's gonna be time for this, but I'm gonna show just a small part of it. If you have extra time, then I will give you permission to start drawing a little bit of a background with pencil. But most of us will do that next time. So we do want to create kind of a fun imaginary place where your monster can live. So in the background here, I think I want this monster to be an outer space monster. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a couple of different things that'll help show where this monster lives. I would like you to put a line in here, kind of like what we did with a snow hill in our snowmen that kind of separated the snow from the sky. I would separate the ground from the sky, so I just created a line. This is actually gonna be a planet. And then on this planet, I'm gonna draw some different things, like maybe I'm gonna make a rocket or a spaceship. And then if the line is on top of my spaceship, I can just erase it a little bit. Put some windows on my spaceship. And I'm having it go right off the page too. And then I think I'm gonna draw on my planet, maybe I'm gonna draw some craters or some holes in the planet here. And then maybe I'm gonna do like a cool space plant that's like a cactus that's made out of circles or something that could be fun with some spiky zigzag shapes. And then maybe I'm gonna do some hills or something in here. And then also in the background, we'll do a little bit more later, but I'll maybe do a planet in the background or something. So most of this will be just working on color, but if there's a little bit of extra time, you can start making a background for where your monster lives. So let's have fun working on this.